All right, guys, it's a brand new Monday in July, and more comics are dropping, so stay tuned.
What?
Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, exciting show of Comic Games. If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is Princess Royal Highness, doing the Prince of Wave, looking very lovely today, doing the reverse Power Girl, so bow down and respect. Power Girl has a white top, not a black top, but we're all wearing matching shirts almost.
That's by accident, too. Just like all go in a room and then come back out and you're all wearing the same thing. Like, it was my turn to wear this outfit.
The Back in Black episode.
Yeah, Zach had one of those shirts on and we made him change it. All right, guys. So today is Monday, and as we've been switching things up, we have our drop list now coming out Monday. So you can kind of start the week out with some books to be looking for, possibly. So maybe that kind of helps you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. See how it goes. So we got the drop list for you today. That's going to be our only main thing for the show. So as usual, the Comic Games crew scours the internet for trending lists and hot lists from a year ago. We try to figure out which books have taken a plummet in pricing. And some of these books may be a good idea to buy because they've gotten lower. And some of these books probably went lower for a good reason and maybe you should never buy them again.
Exactly.
And you know how that goes. But, in the world of things that you should be buying, there's always something you should be looking out for. What is that, Zach?
Beers. Because it always keeps on giving.
As long as you're allowed to drink beer.
As long as you're able to drink beer, we don't promote underage drinking.
No.
Be safe, guys. Also, always have a designated driver. Okay. It's this cocktail in a can, so it's not a beer. The original Club Tales. And this one's a Sex on the Beach.
Ooh.
And wow, it's 10%. I made a mistake. It's a premium cocktail. I'll be the judge of that. Without further ado.
Club Tales.
I mean, it only cost me $3.59, so it can't be that good. Can't be that free.
For Sex on the Beach, that's cheap.
Oh yeah, who doesn't like a little sex on the beach? Ooh,
Okay.
ooh, it actually does taste good. Oh my god. Yeah, very well. Hopefully this will give me the gut bomb. Oh, drink responsibly.
Alright. Okay. Alright. Let's get into some drop books. So, this is, drop list is always fun. We always have Disney Plus shows and movies to go off of because, how that goes. But we'll kick it off here. And we don't have very many of these books this week, so, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I think a lot of these books I wish I did have, though. But kicking off the list, you have Avengers number 8 from 1964, which we don't have this book. I wish we had it. This is Stan Lee, Jack Kirby are the creative group on this book. Obviously, at that time frame, they did a lot of stuff together. And you have first appearance of Kang the Conqueror, who has already been played and will be continued to play by Jonathan Majors, who did an incredible job, which was a nice surprise in the Loki TV show. Some people were kind of guessing that was going to happen. I had no idea. I didn't see that coming because we already knew Kang was going to be in the Ant-Man Quantumanium. They were like, hey, for sure he's going to be in that. And then they just threw him in Loki early, which was kind of a cool thing. But it's kind of a reason why this book was really popular a year ago with all that stuff popping up with the Loki stuff. But believe it or not, we've tried to put this book on the drop list a couple of times previously, and it didn't make the cut. Like, it was kind of stayed strong. It was like, it stayed pretty much what it was at a year ago. And finally, Zach pulled up and he's like, I think it finally made the drop list. I think it's time to put it on the list. And it did. Barely. It barely made the drop list, but it's on there. It might be a time to pick this book up. And, King is definitely still something to be specking on in the future. It's just in between a year ago and now. There's been some Marvel movies and TV shows that have come out, and Kang has not really had a big mention in any of them, which is probably why it's gone a little to the wayside. So, more importantly though, Zach, how far has it dropped? And is it a good time?
Sales a year ago was 3,900. Now it's 3,294. About a $700 drop. About $606 to be precise. Right? Precise.
That was a good idea. He has been drinking. So.
I've been rounding way up sometimes. Yeah, $606. All right. Range is $2,560 to $4,371. Average is $3,600 $3,600 Oh, man, that threw me off. $3,636.11. Man, the 3636 just blew my mind. Oh my god.
Too much sex on the beach.
Not enough.
Gets me every time.
And that's in a 7.0 to be clear. This one I think will still drop a little bit. I don't know when the Ant-Man movie is going to come out, so they might show some extra peeks at him, and that might bring the price up. But I think it will start going back down to the $2,500 in a 7.0, and that's probably when you want to grab it if you want to spend that kind of cash on a big book like this. And after they're all said and done with this character, price will drop again, but on average, it's going to gain.
It's a single-digit Avenger book, so yeah, single-digit Avenger books of major villains are not going to go too far down. So when you get a chance to get it low, take your chance. A lot of books are a little low right now.
Yeah,
you didn't expect to be low.
Perfect example: Iron Man 55. It dropped after the movie, after they killed him apparently, and it went back up. It's pretty iconic Bronze Age book, and this is Silver Age, even better. Yeah, I would get this book, but maybe wait a little bit longer for it to drop a little bit more. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and Jonathan Majors is a pretty amazing actor. We've seen him in some other stuff, so it's kind of cool because that version that had Loki was supposed to be, I think, kind of a Mortis.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting when they show him be Kang, more Kang version. He could like totally flip it and act like a completely different person because that Kang was a little tame. Almost kind of jokey.
A little psycho.
Yeah, so it could be, it's hard to tell because everyone's like, hey, he's the next big bad. And I don't know now. Is he the next big for the MCU? It's hard to say. Is he just going to be one and done in Ant-Man, or are they going to keep it going? I don't have the inside track. I wish I did. But we'll be speculating on it, to say the least.
Well, absolutely.
Okay, next up on the list, we actually have this book, Sensational She-Hulk, number 40. From 1992. This is done by John Byrne, who did the writer and artwork on this as well. So, look at how beautiful this book is. It's no other significance other than it's a controversial She-Hulk jump roping naked in the first couple pages of this book. And we also can show you that right here as well, in case you wanted to see that. I know when I heard about this, I also wanted to see that thing going on. I know, right? It's like, so... Also, other than that, it's just a badass cover as well. And, a year ago, when everyone was kind of get the inkling, like, that the She-Hulk show is coming out, I think we kind of knew, but all the She-Hulk books started to go up in value. And I think, Zach and I talked about this a little bit. We're like, would it be cool to see this in the show? And I don't know if they're going to do it. Maybe that's why. It took a huge dive. This book did in value, which is kind of surprising with all the other She-Hulk books going up. I don't know if they're going to have her jump roping naked in the TV show.
They might have a jump rope in there, and that would be kind of like a nod to that awkward situation that they had.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, but, at this time frame in the later Sensational She-Hulk issues, they had a bunch of really cool, risque covers. So this isn't the only one. It's by far the most furthest you could take it without getting too crazy. But, definitely a cool book, and I know it's on Zach's list to pick up in the 9A, but is it yet? How far has it dropped, Zach? Because it was really expensive for a while.
It dropped a lot. Last sale a year ago, the 1 year ago sale was $1,000.01 in a buy it now, and now I believe an auction sold for $430.
9.8 too.
Almost $570, and I'm not going to do the rest of it. Range is $338.33 to $1,001.01. So it's close to the lowest it's ever been. Average sale is $654.80. I've said this before. Don't go after books for the covers. You go after the books for their significance. This might be one of my exceptions. It's a fantastic cover. I mean...
It's a cool cover, too, yeah.
It's going to be one of those covers that are like, hey, you get the first appearance of She-Hulk, get one other She-Hulk, and you get this cover. It's going to be in the top 3, I think, She-Hulk covers you want to get. And there's other great She-Hulk covers out there in significant appearances, but those will have to take a step back, just one step maybe, to that cover. So I would say, yeah, get this book. I mean, it's a drop and a half.
That might be, yeah. I think I maybe pulled the trigger a little too early on that one because I think I paid $130 raw for that or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
But
wasn't too bad, but I probably could get it cheaper now.
The thing is, it'll go back up. It's absolutely going to go back up, even above what the crazy inflation's doing right now. So you'll do all right if you ever decide to sell it.
I'm keeping it.
You're keeping it, so it doesn't matter. All right, bye.
All right. Next up on the list, and one time we did have this book, and I think we sold it at the right time. So we got this book and sold it on the hype, and so unfortunately we don't have a live copy to show you. But this is SilverHawks #1 from 1987, and the creative group of Mike Witherby and Steve Perry. So obviously, first appearance of SilverHawks. And in comic books, so I think this is kind of one of those deals back in the 80s where you got your toy line, you got your TV show, you got your comic books, they all mashed together, and the kids love it. So I actually didn't have any experience with SilverHawks, even though this is my era. This is when I would have been watching cartoons and collecting toys. You got your He-Mans and all that other stuff coming out this time, but I don't know the SilverHawks as much. But in July 2021, the company behind the show The Toys That Made Us said that they plan to revive this as a TV show, and for some weird reason this got a ton of hype, and the book just went to the moon, went crazy. And it's almost kind of a year after, it was almost a year before this book got hot, is when all those 80s cartoon book got really hot, and then this book went hot kind of solo on its own, and it was reaching prices of almost over $100 for a raw copy. We were able to get one, find one for $5, flip it for $100, and things went quiet. A year later, we're now in 2022. No one said anything new about SilverHawks, so it kind of went down a little bit. And, still a book to look out for. They haven't said they're not doing a cartoon, but I don't know. Well, how far has it dropped? How far has it gone, Zach?
Well, here's the thing. With the 80s books, you got Transformers, you got the Thundercats, you got G.I. Joe, you got, Care Bears, Smurfs.
Yeah.
And then you got SilverHawks. But anyways, I almost lost my paper. Okay, here we go. So, sells a year ago, $559 for a CGC 9.8 a year ago. Now, $300. Range is $300
pretty decent.
to $850 was the highest it's ever been. $490.73. I mean, it's... For book, I don't really know much about SilverHawks.
Neither do I. That's the thing. Yeah, I wish I did.
There wasn't a TV show.
There should have been. Yeah,
there should have been a TV
I think so.
Okay, well, I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, because they said they're reviving the cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, oh yeah, He-Man. That's the one I was forgetting.
Voltron.
Voltron. Oh my God, yeah, Voltron. But anyways, I don't like this because I don't know anything about it. I probably would spend my money elsewhere, but I could be wrong about this. I need to watch the show.
It's surprising how expensive it got from being like a $5 book to like a $100 book in a matter of months. So people must like it. So if you do like it, leave a comment down below and maybe give us drop some knowledge on it, some SilverHawk knowledge we don't know about.
We don't know much about this one. But yeah, I would probably not get this book unless you just love it. If you just love it, then get it. Probably get it raw, because you could probably maybe get like a high grade on after a press and a clean. I'd get it raw, send in a good grade if that's your choosing.
And on a side note, it is a cool cover. They do. When you hold it in your hand, it looks nice. It's got a nice, cool, all the blacks with the reds, and then the guy's kind of flying in the middle. Yeah, the flying V, kind of Mighty Duck style.
V.
Yes, it works.
Powerful
You can go with
V.
it. Okay, next up on the list, some more Kang goodness, because a year ago Kang was pretty hot, still pretty hot though. You have Avengers 269 from 1986, and it's actually Princess's book. You got the creative group of John Buscema and Roger Stern. This is an interesting book actually for us as well. So, importance of this book is the battle of Kang versus Immortus and the origin of Rama-Tut. So you have all three of the major Kang personalities. There's more than three, obviously, but these are, I think, the three main ones you would say. This is, overall, it's a great cover. Side note, Princess actually found this book at the swap meet for a really good price. This is in her personal collection. But great cover, and it's only recently gained respect and became a key only recently. Mm-hmm. Only since the Loki TV show. We actually came across this book in a mystery box, and I put it aside in the dollar bin. In our dollar bin back issue, we're kind of like, forget about this book, you know? I looked it up. No key importance at the time. I'm like, Kang's cool, but you know that these meetings of characters weren't important when we first got it, and then Absolutely. The show came out, and I was like, whoa, we have like a really high copy of this, and I'm like, let's send it into CGC. So our other copy is actually out to be graded by CGC right now. Kind of one of those situations where we sent it out, I think, over a year ago. We were hoping to get it back and sell it as a 9.8 while it was hot. It's now on the drop list, and we have not gotten our graded copy back, so we may have to wait for it to go back up again, you know, and you know how that goes. But more importantly, I don't know, Zach, how far did this book drop? Because we were hoping to get a 9.8. It looked like our book may have been a 9.8, so maybe Zach has some information. How much longer we may need to wait?
There's bad news and a good news. The bad news is...
Break it to me, gently.
A year ago, $415 for a 9.8. That's
was a dollar bin book.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty good gains. Now $120.
Whew.
Almost quarter of the price.
I should have fast tracked it.
I know, right? The lowest, $60.75.
I would still get that, yeah, for 9.8.
Highest was $450. It was highest a year ago. Average sales $168.58. So it's below that recent sales. I would say that this book will be like probably the best flip book you'll get recently. Like, obvious. He's going to come back and people are going to be specking on this book. It's going to go back up to a $400 mark. So if you get this at a CGC 9.8 or buy a bunch of raws, get them all CGC 9.8, 9.6s, you're going to make your money back and then some. As soon as they bring him back, which will probably be in the Ant-Man
Yeah,
movie.
I think that should be the first time you see him again.
Yeah, so this book will pop right back up. You make your money. I would say battle cover's going hot right now, but are they always going to be hot? I would sell it as soon as it pops up again. Take your money and run. Take it to the Silver Age, guys. Get yourself a Silver Age key that's on the drop, and we'll show you that at that time period. Buy it on the drop.
Surprisingly enough, both the books we've come across have been super high grade. This one, Princess found it at a swap meet, and it looks like a 9.8 newsstand. So I don't even know. Like, I don't know, but then it's cool. I don't know. Maybe pink helps backgrounds. Pink backgrounds kind of give you that. I don't know. Gives you that leeway. Mm. Pink backgrounds give you that possible. I don't know. It looks good. It's a clean book. It's exciting.
Yes.
We'll send this one in too.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get it back a couple years from now. Princess wants to keep it raw.
Oh. Buy it to flip, guys. That's my opinion.
All right. Okay. Last but not least, and we've been waiting to put this book on the list too. This is one we've been waiting on. We have G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, #1 from 1982. You have Herb Trimpe and Larry Hama were the creative group on this book, and I'm going to run this down. I got down all of the first appearances in this, and it is crazy. So this book is important because it is first appearance of the Team G.I. Joe, and you have Snake Eyes, Scarlet, Grunt, Breaker, Rock and Roll, Stalker, Zap, Short Fuse, Clutch, Laser, Steeler, Hawk, Grand Slam, and the two villains, Cobra Commander and Baroness.
Oh, nice.
That's a ton of characters. But this book was really hot a year ago when the Snake Eyes solo film was coming out. And I didn't watch that movie, but we all know how that ended up.
I still need to watch it.
We probably should watch it just so we know what happened, but people said that was really bad. And although of the other movies that came out, I did really enjoy that Channing Tatum one, the first one.
Yeah, the first one was
the G.I. Joe #1. It was a little campy, but it did really well. There was some promise for it. Second one, not having Channing Tatum really in the movie was probably a bad idea. But this book is really cool. I think it's held its value for quite a long time. and is always going to be a good book to go for. There is a newsstand version of this that garnishes a little bit more value, so keep an eye on that one. But obviously, G.I. Joe, things are going to come and go, so just keep an eye on that. It's going to get hot when something's coming out for G.I. Joe, and after it goes away, it's going to drop down a little bit. I don't think in comparison to like Transformers, Transformers maybe a little like, from my opinion, watching the cartoon back in the 80s, I always thought Transformers had a better storyline than G.I. Joe.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like each episode of G.I. Joe was kind of one and done. And to be honest with you, I always like the villains better in G.I. Joe than the heroes. Even in the movies, the couple of the heroes weren't even in some of the major characters in it. I don't even think Channing Tatum's character doesn't even show up until the comics like much later in it. So I don't know. Interesting, but it has dropped a little bit. So if you do like this book, it might be time to buy it. I don't know, Zach. What do you think?
Well, researching this book was a little tough, but I got direct and newsstand sales from years ago. From a year ago. A year ago for the direct was $1,800 and $1,853.88. Now it's $1,164.69. Not quite half, but getting close.
Wow, that's actually a lot.
For newsstand, it was $2,100 and $2,000, $149.95 to $1,750. I mean, both of them dropped consistently, and I took the range from both. The range is $1,164.69 to $2,699.99. Average is $1,725.43. I would say, I don't really have a big understanding of following a love for G.I. Joe. I like G.I. Joe, but I don't love it.
True. I like the toys better than the cartoon when I was a kid. Because they move the best,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're fighting two toys against each other. G.I. Joe's the best to fight against each other.
They have so many freaking joints. It's ridiculous. There's so many first appearances, like Am told you guys. It's a red cover, it pops. You can see it from a mile away, so it's very iconic. It's very 80s goodness, and that's the next thing that's going to pop. It's going to be 70s a little bit more if it hasn't already, and then it's going to be the 80s. And this is going to be one of the big, big books of the 80s.
Yeah, and if that other TV show ever pops off, what is it, Lady J, that was supposed to happen? I don't know where that book went, but, anything's possible. If they roll out a really cool TV show, maybe make it a little more adult, because all of us 80s kids are adults now that will enjoy this, they could do something cool with that, and then slowly slide in random characters, because there's every G.I. Joe book you get has like 20 first appearances in it, and they're only worth like $5 or $10. Yeah, $5 or $10.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why it hasn't popped off yet, but it's going to pop off. So if you buy it now, it might take a decade.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be basically turtle status.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would think
it.
If the print run was lower, definitely.
Yeah. I'll have to look at the print run on that book. But, interesting thing is, we were going to do G.I. Joe number 21, the silent issue.
For the same reason.
But the thing was that there's multiple printings, and it was hard to go through all that data, which wasn't even that much. But to just figure out between the first, second, and third was insane looking at eBay. So we couldn't do that. And also, I wanted to talk about it because I believe I actually found one at a liquidation shop when I first started collecting. I was like, oh, this is an amazing cover, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I opened up the book because do I want to buy this or not? Don't know what the heck it was. I flipped through, it's like, there's no words in there. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why am I going to buy a book that has no words in it? I got angry, put it back in the bag, put it off to the side, not knowing that I just put away a really expensive book.
Well, the other thing, too, with that, with G.I. Joe 21, we could throw a picture up of that one, too. Side note, and for the last couple of years, I hardly saw anybody selling that book. And since that movie came out,
everybody's
kind of got that where all of a sudden people are like, maybe I'll just distance myself. So it might be a good time to buy it. It's a great cover, too.
Yeah.
It goes right along that G.I. Joe number 1.
It's hard to just figure out which one's which with how we're searching it up. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. We really wanted to bring that to you, but We just didn't. We couldn't figure that out.
You know how it goes. All right, guys. So before we let you go, remember July 23rd, this Saturday, Princess has her first ever Saturday Whatnot show. So all of you guys that don't like to stay up late, she is catering to you and doing an earlier show. And hope you guys all enjoy it. We will have the exclusive will be available to pick up on there as well. Draculina number 4. We do have a few of those left for you if anybody didn't get one on the first go around. And yeah, should be exciting. It's a fun show. You get to watch all the books that are sold are Princess's stuff. And me and Zach are just in the background for color commentation and support. You know how that works. But if you guys are aching to hear the Princess talk, she talks the whole time on the Whatnot show. Yeah, she explains the covers, the books, how she feels about them, and you can ask her questions and she answers them. So get on the Whatnot, do that follow, check it out. It's a really great show. It's a good time, and Zach usually gets pretty drunk.
Really drunk.
Yeah.
Not pretty drunk. Really drunk.
Really drunk.
I crashed.
So yeah, it'll be a good time. So if you like this show and love this show, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, because we're doing those live shows on Wednesday now.
Oh, yeah.
And leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about Kang, because we talked a lot about Kang on this one, and 80s cartoons. I didn't realize we did like a double 80s cartoons, double Kang. So just kind of worked out that way. But yeah, Zach, you got anything else?
Yeah, sure. How you do that is you have to have this apparatus, this tool that pretty much everybody has. But this is your power. If you want to be a superhero, this is your power. You can sing in the rain. You can stay dry in the rain. You can just have a nice walk with somebody, underneath it. Be very close to the rain. If not, well, you have to have it in the rain. I mean, at one point they used it to block out the sun. And that's how you become a man with an umbrella. His power is not getting wet. Wow. I got a superpower too. I can make beer disappear. Boom.
Umbrella Man.
Umbrella Man. They probably did make a guy called Umbrella Man. I swear to God.
Well,
I have to look it up.
That's Stilt Man. So they might as well have Umbrella Man.
Stupid man. Oh, man. And that's how you get those dry gains.
Nice. All right, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember,
Get every single one. What am I talking about? Gains.
Gains. Get them. They're out there. They're out there for you. Just waiting.
Every single one.